Hi, everybody. Good evening on May the 12th, 2021, as I'm coming to you live here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's approaching 7 o'clock here tonight. Intermission between the Golden Knights and the San Jose Sharks. Final NHL game of the regular season for Vegas, currently ahead, I believe, 2-0 on San Jose. Something like that. I don't know. I was only kind of halfway paying attention. I was trying to get some stuff done. Check it out more after we get done here. So I want to say hi to everybody. Thanks for coming and checking us out. I hope you checked out last week's video, Way of the Cobra, the new Sean Kanan book. Of course, Sean Kanan played Mike Barnes in Karate Kid Part 3. Cobra, certainly a reference to Cobra Kai. That's the most viewed video we've had so far. We are only 2 months into this. It was March 10th was our first video. So we're brand new to this, but so far that's the most viewed we've had. Probably helps a lot that Sean Kane himself retweeted the link to the video last week. So I thank him for that, as I did on Twitter, at Black Belt Zen on Twitter. Same place you can find me, at Black Belt Zen on Haps, where we're on there now. Twitch, Instagram, Periscope, and of course YouTube. So if you haven't watched that video from last week, I hope that you do. I do recommend the book. Let's get into it here today, as I'm going to give you some information on how to decide which gym to sign up for. If you're looking for a gym, maybe you've been trapped in the house for the past little over a year now with COVID and everything, and you want to get out, get some exercise, you want to get in shape for the summer, something like that. Here are some things to consider, because signing up at a gym actually is an important decision. If you think about it, a gym membership is really an investment in your health. So it's important to consider a lot of factors, because if you don't have your health, you don't have much. So here are some things to think about. The two most obvious, probably for most of us, the two most obvious factors for us is going to be price and location. If you live here in Las Vegas like I do, or a lot of other major cities, you may find plenty of cheap gyms. Here in Vegas, there's $10 a month gyms all over the place. All right, $10 a month gyms are not anything I have an experience with. I can't give you any information beyond that. I don't know how much what they offer or how big they are, if they're 24 hours or what. They probably all vary anyway. So that's something you're going to have to check out and decide for yourself if you have one of those in your town. And if you're in a major city, you probably do. You probably have one not too far from where you live. So that's something to consider. But price isn't everything. Sometimes you really do get what you pay for. And if you want some place that's maybe going to offer more, you might have to pay more for that. And if that's in your budget, you have to decide whether or not it's worth it. A couple of things to look for. First of all, when you go to a gym, they're going to try and pressure you to sign up. A lot of them will offer you free classes or a free kind of trial of some kind, especially if you're interested in group training or aerobics classes, anything like that. I recommend you take that if you're interested in that gym before signing up. If they don't tell you about it, if they don't offer it to you, ask if it's available. And a couple of other things, if you do decide to sign up, here are some things to ask. First of all, is it a month-to-month membership or a 3-month membership or a year-long membership? I recommend month-to-month memberships. I have 2 gym memberships right now. And just like I would recommend with if you're trying to find a dojo or martial arts place to train, month-to-month membership, because a lot of these contracts are just there to lock you in. They're there to benefit the gym. They're not there to benefit you. Sometimes you can get a better deal if you go a little bit longer. That's kind of how they try to bait you into it. But if you're brand new, you might train there for 2 months and realize this really isn't working out for you for whatever reason. But then you're stuck in that contract. You've got to pay 10 more months of that, regardless of whether or not you're ever going to go back. So those are some things to look for. Ask for about there's joining fees. Some gyms have multiple memberships, 2 or 3 different options for memberships. The more you pay, usually the more you get. Sometimes you have to pay a higher membership to get access to group training, things like that. Watch for cancellation fees. I always ask and make sure to do this. Is there a cancellation fee? Because some of these places will try and hit you with those fees as quick as they are to try and get you signed up, and many of them will, and they'll try to pressure you to sign up as soon as you walk in the door. They'll also try and pressure you to not cancel and try to make it difficult because they don't want you to cancel. They don't even care if you go a lot of these places. As long as you keep pumping them money every month, they're happy, right? I mean, they probably prefer if you go, but the main thing, a lot of these places, and not all of them are, they're not all money grabs and things like that, but it's a business, and the main goal of any business is to make some kind of a profit. They can't stay around if they're not making money. So keep in mind that you want to ask about cancellation fees, and you want to take a look, make sure there aren't any other hidden fees. Also, if you're interested in group training, ask what the price of those are. If you want to go with a personal trainer, if you want to join some kind of group class, there's usually an extra fee for those, especially personal training. I'm not a big fan of personal training. I've had a couple of different personal trainers over the years. I haven't used one now in about 4 or 5 years. But I wasn't really getting my needs met. I personally enjoy group training, whether it's group weightlifting, group cardio, like boxing training, kickboxing training, that kind of stuff. That's where I feel I get the most out of it. First of all, the instructors are going to push me harder than I'm going to push myself. And I'm going to be more likely to go if there's some kind of interaction, as opposed to just being on the treadmill listening to my music or whatever for 45 minutes or an hour, or however long I'm going to be working out. I'd rather be with a group and be interactive and have somebody push me to be the best I can be and get the most out of my workout, because that's what I'm here for. I'm at the gym to push myself. That's probably what you're going to want to do too. Hey, it pays the same whether you're lazy or not, so might as well get as much out of it as you can because it is an investment in your health. So those are some things to consider. Again, look for hidden fees. If they have cancellation fees, don't sign up. If they want long-term memberships, don't sign up. Most of them are going to have an automatic renewal, so you'll put it on your debit card or your credit card. It'll just renew every month, which makes it easy to just keep going. You don't have to worry about mailing it in or going on the website, forgetting, getting hit with late fees, these types of things. But once they've got your information, sometimes they do make it tougher to cancel. When you go to cancel, they're going to try and talk you into staying. And maybe they give you a better discount or something like that. But if you're not using your gym membership or you're not getting your needs met, taking a little bit of money off of your monthly payment isn't really going to be worth it. Say you're paying $50 a month, but you never work out. You haven't worked out in 3 months, so you've wasted $150 basically. And then you say, well, I'm not really using it, so I'm going to go cancel. And they say, well, okay, how about we give it to you at $40 a month instead of $50 to keep you around? A lot of people will say yes to that because they think, okay, now I'm saving money, now I'm going to get to the gym. But if you're not going, you're not saving money, okay? You're just wasting less. But whether you're wasting $50, wasting $40, if you're not going to the gym, you are just throwing money away every month. You're just throwing away a little bit less now. So that doesn't serve you. Another thing to think about, what's the clientele? All right, what's the capacity? How much space is there? Is the gym clean? Especially during COVID, that's something to think about. Are people, spitting blood in the water fountains and things like that? It's disgusting. But it happens. People do it. I've seen it happen. Are the clientele, do they actually seem like they're supporting you? Are they friendly when you walk in? Do they know your name? Or are you just another face, and now that they've got you signed up and they've got your money, they act like you're not important anymore? Because when you walk in that door, they're going to treat you like you're important. Are they going to keep treating you that way once you've signed up? or are they going to kind of forget about you? You know, these are things to watch for. You want it to be a friendly place. You want to be a place where you can get a good workout, and you want it to be a place that's clean. I would imagine. I mean, I would. I remember back home years and years ago, probably 15 years ago, maybe more than that. There was somebody who took a giant crap in the bathroom sink. And this is a nice gym. This wasn't, a $10 a month rundown gym that was full of all kinds of different troublemakers and or whatever. If that's who goes there, I don't know. But this was one of the fancier gyms in town, and you still have that kind of nonsense going on. Now, that's probably an extreme example. I don't know who takes their pants off and takes a crap right in the sink, especially when it's, the toilet is 1 foot away, 2 feet away, whatever. I mean, it's silliness, but that's real. That stuff can happen. And they talked about the Spain and the fountains and all this. It's nuts. But some people are slobs and some people aren't respectful of other things. And if that's the clientele that makes up a good part of the gym you're at, then you have to consider whether or not that's something you want to continue with. Some gyms are probably going to require vaccinations, COVID vaccines. I'm not aware of any gyms that are doing that now, but that'll probably happen. And depending on how you feel about that, you have to make a decision. Is a COVID vaccine requirement something that I'm going to be able to do? Are you not going to get the vaccine and then you wouldn't be able to go? Or would you say, on the other hand, well, I would only want to go work out at a place where everybody is vaccinated because I feel that's healthier? These are decisions that, you all have to make for yourselves. And I encourage you to spend some time thinking about it. You might not have to spend a lot of time. Some of these answers might be very easy, but there are a lot of factors to consider. Now, I told you I have 2 gym memberships because one of them is a 24-hour gym, which I've been at for a decade now. And I like that because I can go at midnight on a Sunday and get in my workout, which I've done many times. It's usually not very busy. I can get on the machines I want. I get the weights that I want if I decide to lift. I'm not a big weightlifter. I'm trying to get back into weightlifting. I haven't done much in recent years, but fat burns muscle. So, or no, I did that wrong. Muscle burns fat. So you lift weights. Say you lift weights 3 times a week. Start to build some muscle mass. 3 times a week is a pretty good goal. Maybe 4 times a week if you want to push yourself a little bit further, but 3 times a week is a pretty good goal. And when you build that muscle, it burns fat in your body 24 hours a day. Where most of the time, if you're on the cardio machine, you're doing cardio workouts, as soon as you step off the cardio machine, that's not burning anymore, right? But you build the muscle, it burns the fat all the time. And that's good for some if you've got a high carb diet. First of all, I would recommend trying to change that, because too many carbs are not good for you. Too much sugar is not good for you. Too many carbs leads to I got to make sure I say this correctly. I believe it leads to sugar in your bloodstream, but I have to double check that. So be careful with those types of diets. But if you eat a lot of carbs, one way you can kind of balance that out is with weightlifting. And weightlifting will help burn through a lot of that. And I certainly recommend doing cardio as well because there's a lot of value in that. And personally, that's my favorite thing to do. The other gym membership I have is with Mixed Martial Arts Gym. I train kickboxing. That's where I do the group workouts. That's where I can get pushed to my highest level. The only downside is that the schedule isn't always fitting because group classes only happen certain days at certain times, and I'm not always available to go. So that's why I have a 24-hour membership. So if I can't go for a couple of days or a week or whatever due to scheduling, I can still go to the 24-hour gym. I can go in the evening. I can go anytime I want and get in a workout. Now, having 2 gym memberships isn't necessarily practical for everybody. I'm not recommending it. It's just a matter of what you decide you want to do. And I think a lot of people here in Vegas, from what I hear, have more than one membership. So it might actually be more common than you think. So those are some tips for looking at different places at the gym. Ask about the fees. Location is important, but it's not everything. Price is important, but it's not everything. Ask about the contracts. You want month-to-month contracts and all that. So I hope this is of some benefit to all of you. Like I said, these are all factors that are important to think about because it's an investment in your health. And if you use it, it's worth the money. If you sign up for a gym and you don't go for 6 months, you're just throwing your money away. That's not worth it. Okay. But sign up, use it. You'll get your money's worth. You improve your health. And even though it might seem like gyms are expensive, they're a hassle. Long term, you're saving yourself a lot of money because of medical bills and diseases and things like that. And you're just going to feel better physically when you're healthy. So that's some information. If you got anything out of this, if you liked it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, make sure that notification is on. None of you guys ever post YouTube comments, so I hope a couple of you will. Somebody say something. If you liked this video, if you hated this video, if you think I suck, say that. I don't care. Just put something in the YouTube comments. Let's get a little bit of a discussion going. I want to hear from you guys. I want to get some feedback. This is David with Black Belt Zen. We'll be back with a new video next week like we always do, and we always do it live. So I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a good time, everybody. Stay safe and stay cool. And as we get into the summer months, especially down here in the desert, we're getting into some hot weather. 98 degrees today in Las Vegas, as we're only into mid-May. So in for a long, hot summer out here. So stay cool, everybody. I'll talk to you soon. I look forward to it. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I am out of here. Bye-bye.